to get us up and away here at Bradford Odsal. Biggest game of the season for both clubs as the table stands after Toulouse and Sheffield have lost on consecutive weekends. It's going to be a real test for both sides. And the message from both James Ford and Eamon O'Carroll is to carry on the momentum of those good wins against Whitehaven and Widnes respectively. A magical afternoon then at Bradford Odsal away. It's Featherstone moving the ball just outside their own 20-metre line on tackle number 2. Fulton are not in defence early doors for the Bulls as Addy now just drops the shoulder and he'll run straight there into Appo and Lawrence. Head on. Featherstone Rovers on their own 30-metre line just to the right of centre field. Connor Jones in at dummy half towards Beckett. Beckett now finds Lockwood. They're on the last tackle, 5 shy of halfway. Boot to ball from former Bradford man Danny Addy. And Tom Holmes has come up with an early error here, 10 metres out from his own try line. And that will be a real good, strong start from James Ford's side, and that will really please the former York head coach. Now, of course, in his second full season at Featherstone, taking over from Sean Long. And it will be a scrum, head and feet to Featherstone Rovers, 10 metres out from that Bradford try line after Tom Holmes, under no real kick chase pressure there, has come up with an early error that will see Featherstone have head and feed underneath the Bradford post. So it's going to go out of the back of the scrum here from Addy. Addy to Hardcastle. Hardcastle's brought down inside the 10-metre line, away from the line as Featherstone move the ball down the middle, straight into Lawrence, Bayliss and Doro. It's another quick play the ball here from the visitors as Addy moves the ball over on the left side to Reynolds. Reynolds takes the line on and Reynolds has got the opening points here inside 2 minutes because Ben Reynolds showing that strength, that conviction. He plots a course towards the corner of the field and he's gone past Ockenbaugh and Myers to touchdown for what is his 6th try of the season. And after his try scoring feat in that narrow 8-0 win last week, well, he's just gone in at the corner. Well, they're saying it's Greg Minikin on the tannoy. Looked to me like it was certainly Ben Reynolds there, but we will see. It was good, neat play either way from Featherstone Rovers early doors. They've capitalised on that error from Tom Holmes and they've moved the ball towards the right and then very tight confined space here at Bradford Odsal. Featherstone opening the scoring in at the corner. And a chance now for Featherstone to get an early stranglehold on proceedings. Well, Eamon O'Carroll wants his Bradford side to play with intent, build momentum. Use that momentum to blow Featherstone away down the middle. And certainly Bradford will want to build on the momentum of that Whitehaven performance and build some real consistency. Finishing the season as strongly as possible. Ben Reynolds, 2 from 2 last weekend. He's 33 from 37 for the season. Kick predictors at 44%, but he will convert from the touchline. And Featherstone have a very early 6-0 lead here after 3 minutes. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Mick the Game Caller Gleddle, Sunday afternoon, Rugby League. Not the start that Eamon O'Carroll would have envisaged or wanted. But James Ford will be delighted that Featherstone have struck early here. Sammett's restart dealt with by Wynne, with the sun bearing down on his face. Featherstone now 10 metres out from their own try line as a Featherstone player has just gone down there. Looks like he's got a little bit of cramp as he surrenders and takes the dominant tackle in front of Ott and Doro. Brad Day over on that left-hand edge. He's wrapped up there by Fulton and Myers. They're on their own 20-metre line on tackle number 3, so a good defensive step here from the Bradford Bulls after that early Featherstone Rovers try inside 2 minutes. Out of dummy half here from Jones. Now it's going to be Brad Day, 14 tries this season. The former Castleford Batleyman plays the ball, 5 shy of halfway as Addy puts boot to ball. Bounce of the ball is heading towards touch there, and Jaden Ockenbaugh, safety first, from the former Canterbury Bulldogs winger. It will be a Bradford play the ball inside their own 20-metre line. So if you're just joining us, Featherstone opening the scoring here inside 2 minutes. We've had 4.5 gone on the clock as Bradford now move the ball for the second time in this game. And it's George Tafua who's held in the tackle, and the first penalty of the afternoon from referee Cameron Worsley will go the way of the Bradford Bulls, because he was just being held down in the tackle by Jack Bussey, the former London-Toronto back row forward. So, Bradford up to halfway via the boot of Lilly. It'll be Lehman to tap the ball. Ott to Lawrence. 2 metres inside the Featherstone half, tackle number 1. Tyrone Ott goes out a dummy half now, short ball towards Fulton. The former Manly Sea Eagle makes 15 metres forward. There's more messing around at the play of the ball. Sammett's got the ball now in centre field to Bayliss. And here goes the former Brisbane Broncos man. He's 20 out now from the Featherstone line. Centre field position as Ott goes to Lilly. Misses out Apo, finds Holmes. Holmes against his former club takes the line on. And it's another penalty here. This time someone's gone high on Tom Holmes. So back-to-back penalties to the Bradford Bulls. It's 15 metres out, just to the left-hand side of the post. And it's going to be another 6 tackle set here, because Bradford declining 2 points. They're going to try and get themselves back in this game after that early Featherstone Rovers try. Lawrence tackle 1, 10 metres out, under the nose of the post, as Lilly now goes on the left-hand side towards Holmes, who's wrapped up there by Bussey in a big strong tackle. He'll play the ball 8 away, will Holmes. Ott dummy half to Lilly, to Doro. Doro through a gap, finds the support of Tyrone Ott, and Tyrone Ott desperately trying to get the ball down, but the sky blue shirts of Featherstone stop him from getting the ball down. A Bradford about to breach Featherstone's line because Widnes couldn't last season. Lilly's caught short with the ball, and they've lost a bit of ground and momentum here, Bradford. They're still 10 metres out now. They reset, reload as Lawrence gives it to Sammet. Sammet kicks early, looking for Myers. And that's great pressure from Ockenbaugh and Myers, who will force Gareth Gale on his return to action to concede what will now be a third consecutive set of 6. The 2 penalties and the goal line dropout forced. Bradford now have forced 15 goal line dropouts in their last 6 games. Third game with Lilly and Sammet in the halves, remember. If you're just joining us, 6 minutes gone on the clock. Featherstone 6, Bradford 0 after that early try. Bayliss carries the ball in on tackle number 1. Fearless running there against some of Featherstone's big men. He's 30 metres out. Centre field, crowd appealing for a penalty. Nothing forthcoming from the officials as Doro makes 10 metres. And Bradford on tackle 2, 20 away from the Featherstone line. They're down by 6. As we head towards the 7th minute gone, Sammet now towards Lilly. Lilly misses out Fulton, finds Holmes. Holmes to Myers. Myers is wrapped up 12 away from the prize. 2 tackles left here for the Bulls. All this early pressure, can they make the points tick over on the scoreboard as Sammet gives it to Doro. Doro floats the ball back to Ott. Ott now to Lawrence. Bradford have Featherstone stretch, but Lawrence goes straight down the middle. Safety first there from the former Huddersfield Giant. Quick play the ball though from Lawrence as Lilly kicks through looking for Apo. Apo's just knocked the ball on a metre out from the Featherstone line, and that's just how close Bradford have come here to getting their name on the score sheet this afternoon. It was great work from Doro down the middle. That offload back to Lawrence. Bradford had 5 on 3, I think, but Lawrence was wrapped up there by Connor Jones, and then it was Sammet to Lilly. Lilly put boot to ball. That little clever thread through kick normally intended for Kieran Gill, but with Kieran Gill off the field due to his hip injury. Eamon O'Carroll said on Friday at the press conference he thinks he'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks, but Apo just getting his fingers to the ball but not able to cleanly take the ball in. So Bradford turning over possession on that Featherstone Rovers line, and here come Featherstone with 8 minutes gone, leading Bradford by 6 points to 0 as Greg Minikin will get to his feet. He'll get a quick play of the ball in. Jones out a dummy half. Gives it now to Lockwood, and he's attracting a lot of attention there. And Featherstone 15 away from halfway with Samet and Lawrence, the two marker defenders, as a flat pass comes out at dummy half, and that will just allow Featherstone to make a few more metres up to halfway on tackle number 4. Jones goes towards Reynolds. Reynolds' pass has touched the Bradford hand. Ockingbo's picked it up, and Ockingbo's away for the try, but it will not count. Referee Cameron Worsley had already put whistle to lips and saying that Reynolds, in his attempt to get the ball out wide towards Minikin and Gale, that come off a Bradford hand. So it will be a repeat set of 6 here for Featherstone Rovers, and it was Jared Samet who disrupted that pass, and Widnes had a similar sort of try disallowed last week in that narrow 8-0 win. So more pressure for Bradford now to have applied on their defensive line, because Featherstone will have a fresh set of 6 inside the Bradford half, and it will be Featherstone ever present since 2016. Josh Hardcastle who will take tackle number 1. Here goes the Fijian international, Ben Nakibuawai. He plays the ball 25 out now away from the line, as we see James Lockwood, the 38-year-old, the leadership and experience he brings to this Featherstone side. He's playing the ball 15 out. Addy takes the line on. Samet's picked the ball up, but he's knocked it on. He just couldn't take it in, and that's now going to be another cleaning of the set for Featherstone. So more pressure here for Featherstone on this Bradford line as the tackle count resets. Well, these are small margins. If Samet takes that, he's gone the distance. As it is, Featherstone 10 away from the Bradford Bulls try line, looking to further extend their lead as Jimmy Beckett, the former Dewsbury man's, rolled over under the post here by Lawrence Not. Quick play the ball from Jones, finds Addy. Addy towards Hardcastle. Hardcastle through a huge hole, and Josh Hardcastle will double Featherstone's lead here at Barricade Odsall inside 10 minutes. It's been a disastrous start for Eamon O'Carroll and the Bradford Bulls, but for Featherstone Rovers, they've capitalised on the gifts, the errors from the Bradford Bulls. And Josh Hardcastle, we just said he's been at Featherstone since 2016. He has scored a crucial try in this game. 9 minutes gone on the clock, and Bradford now are going to have to fight back from an early 10-0 deficit. Well, at least an early 10-0 deficit here at Barricade Odsall. Well, this certainly wasn't in the script for Eamon O'Carroll's side, who said that the players, if they want to achieve the goals, it's only going to come from playing well and winning games. Certainly as a collective, Eamon feels the side have a duty to get the job done this afternoon in what will be a tough physical fixture. Well, James Ford mentioning the narrow pitch. He thinks it'll be a street fight down an alleyway. A brutal, physical game down the middle. But he believes his side have got their top 4 playoff hopes and ambitions back on track after back-to-back wins over Batley and Widnes. Kick predictor turned on here for Ben Reynolds. 10 metres in from touch. It's saying 74%. And Reynolds pilots that one between the posts. So Featherstone currently beating the clock. It's Featherstone Rovers 12, Bradford Bulls 0. And this was not in the script ahead of kick-off. We said it was going to be a magical afternoon. So far, it's the men from Post Office Road who are having the magical afternoon. Well, Bradford now are going to have to dig deep here. They're going to have to show that ability, that energy in defence. Featherstone Rovers breaching Bradford's line far too easy in the opening 10 minutes. As Jared Samet's restart is dealt with by Connor Wynne, who will in turn give the ball behind to James Lockwood. So we've had 12 minutes exactly gone on the clock. And on West Yorkshire Radio this afternoon, it's saying Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 12 here at Barricade Odsall. So Nakibuawai will play the ball 20 out from his own try line as they just move the ball down the middle here with Bussey, but Doro, also Ott, Fulton involved in that defensive play They're 15 shy of halfway on tackle number 3. Jones goes out a dummy half to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Day. Day's on tackle 4, 2 shy of halfway. Felled there by Doro and Bayliss. Danny Addy kicks early in the count, just shy of halfway, put under kick chase pressure by Lawrence. Holmes has come up with yet another error here, 5 metres out from his own try line, and there was no real kick chase pressure once again on the former Featherstone man. And now Bradford, they've started this game really lethargic and really flat, and just looking at the body language down there on the bench, well, you've got Mitch Suter, John Davis, Franklin Pellet, Harvey Makin. They're all just sat watching on as Bradford have come up with their 4th error right at the start of this game, and it's an opportunity for Featherstone to go further in front. The scrum is under the Bradford post, 10 metres out, as Danny Addy's rolled over, 5 away from that Bradford Bulls try line. This is the dream start for Featherstone Rovers, as we now see James Lockwood carry the ball in, 5 away from the line. Nakibuwai, the Fijian international, the Lee Leopards loanee, is powering his way towards the Bradford line, but he's going to be held up short according to the officials. So he'll play the ball within touching distance of the Bradford try line, and this is where Bradford have to simply muscle up and show energy effort in defence. And Featherstone have just lost 15 metres because Tafua, Lily and Lehman have just dragged Hardcastle back, and now Featherstone are on the 5th and last tackle, 10 metres away from where the scrum was actually initially formed. So it's going to be the boot of Reynolds. No, it's not. They're going for the power play towards Miniking to Gale. Gale's dragged into touch by Ockimbo, and we've just seen a response from Eamon O'Carroll's side. That effort and energy in defence, they did not switch off on that set of 6 as Featherstone come up with their first error of the afternoon. So 14 minutes gone here on West Yorkshire Radio. Bradford down at home to Featherstone by 12 points to 0 after those 2 early tries inside 10 minutes. Bradford, you feel, don't necessarily have to score next, but they've just got to try and get away back in this game. Those back-to-back penalties and goal line dropouts seem a world away as Tom Holmes now has possession for Bradford, takes the line on. He's 8 metres shy of halfway, centre field. Tyra Knott's in there at dummy half. Ball goes left towards Lily. Now back down the middle here with Doro, who beats 1, beats 2. Doro to Fulton. Fulton with a half chance, but he's wrapped up there by Minikin and Day. Good defence from Featherstone, good attacking play from Bradford. He's been held in the tackle there, is Zach Fulton, so a set restart given to Bradford, the first of the afternoon, as Lawrence carries Bradford 28 away from the Featherstone line. And this is now back-to-back sets for Bradford. Bayliss tackle 2. Wrapped up there by Jones and Reynolds. Sammett's got the ball inside the 20 to Lily, to Holmes, to Appo. Appo's felled. 5 in from touch, 12 away from the Featherstone line. Lehman dummy half, centre field to Lily. Promotes the ball to Lawrence, instead gives it to Doro. Doro's gone straight down the middle here. Well, it's certainly turning into a street fight down the alleyway between Bradford and Featherstone, as Lily now goes wide towards Sammett. Fulton's tipped over and dumped on his back, the former Manly Sea Eagle man, on the 5th and last tackle. What will Bradford do here? Lily, 15 out, crossfield kick, looks for Tafua. Featherstone have lost the ball, picked up by Lehman. Lehman runs lateral and he's run straight into 3 Featherstone Rovers defenders underneath the post, so it's another repeat set of 6 here for the Bradford Bulls. There's messing around at the play the ball. I'm not quite sure a set restart helps Bradford there, as Holmes floats it out to Ockimbo, and the former Hull FC man will get Bradford's try-scoring account up and running. Well, Featherstone guilty there of their own downfall, fresh after coming up with the error. Tyron Ott being held in the tackle, Max Lehman being held in the tackle, and from 2 metres out, it was lovely play from Lily. A cut-out ball, missing out Sammett, finding Holmes, and then Holmes, he drew in Greg Minikin and Gareth Gale. And it was that pass there from Holmes, pinpoint accuracy, missing out Myers into Ockenbaugh. And Jaden Ockenbaugh, try number 6 of the season for him in what is his 10th appearance. He joining Kevin Apport in signing a new contract for 2025. Back enjoying his rugby league. And Jaden Ockenbaugh, 5 of his 6 tries now have all come at Barricade Odsal, the ultimate homeboy, some might say. So, 16 gone on the clock here. Bradford 4, Featherstone 12. Well, he won't be happy, won't James Ford, with the quick errors and the set restarts that Featherstone have just conceded, because that was the real catalyst for giving Bradford, in James Ford's eyes, cheap field position. Well, Jordan Lillett was 9 from 10 last week here at Barricade Odsal in that convincing and comfortable 58-0 win over Whitehaven. He's 101 from 127 for the season, kicking at bang on 80%. And this one will be a tough assignment for the former Leeds Rhinos man right there over on the far stand touchline. Kick predictors only at 31%. But can Jordan Lillett draw Bradford back in this game with Featherstone to a score? Well, the ball won't even reach the post. It's caught the wind and it's gone wide. But Bradford have at long last showed a response. Just shy of the first quarter gone. Jaden Ockenbaugh bouncing, biting, fighting back for the Bradford Bulls. It's West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, syndicated coverage. And it's Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 12. And Cameron Worsley just having a word with Featherstone Rovers captain Danny Addy here about the discipline of the Featherstone Rovers side. They've given away far too many penalties and set restarts. 3 penalties they've conceded. 3 set restarts they've conceded early doors here. Well, as we say, Ben Reynolds, Bradford have to watch his control and discipline. Scored all 8 points last week in that 8-0 win. Got a very astute passing and running game, which has been crucial to Featherstone in recent weeks. Bradford back underway here with Ockenbaugh, the try scorer. 5 from 6 at Barricade Odsal, 6th try of the season. Try scorer last week here in that 10-try performance against Whitehaven. All of a sudden, after a slow start from Bradford, they're just finding a feel to this game as Tyrone Ott carries Bradford up to halfway on tackle number 3. Holmes is in there at dummy half. They're going to go straight down the middle here with Aribi Doro, and he's rolled over 10 inside the Featherstone Rovers half of the field. Ball goes back towards Jared Samet, who will put a high, hanging, spiralling bomb up down the throat of Greg Eden. And Greg Eden's going to be trapped 8 away from his own try line. So 20 minutes exactly gone on the clock here at Barricade Odsal this afternoon. And it's 2 tries to 1. Bradford down by 8, but they've just shown a response with Jaden Ockenbaugh's score. And this is good muscling up in defence here by Bayliss and Lawrence and Fulton. Stopping the big impacts there of Danny Addy, who was looking to go on a little bit of a run. Bradford now defending back towards the halfway line with Apo and Doro, the marker defenders, as Danny Addy realises they're in a bit of a hole here. And the ball has been kicked straight out on the full. Well, the former Bradford man, he had 7 seasons here at Barricade Odsal. Back in 2009 to 2016. Odsal's clearly changed since Danny Addy was a Bradford regular. And there's some good-natured banter on the terraces between the Featherstone supporters and the Bradford fans. So an opportunity now for Bradford to capitalise on what is a 5th error of the afternoon from Featherstone. 21 gone, 19 to go to half-time. Harvey Makin comes on the field here for Logan Bayliss as Kevin Apo shoots into that Featherstone defensive line, and he's brought down there 5 away, 5 in from touch. Apo quick play the ball, Lehman dummy half, centre field now to Lilly, to Doro. Doro bounces off Springer, who's just come on the field. So both coaches changing rotating the forwards. Up now, short ball to Lilly. Goes past 1, which is Jones. Goes past 2. Lays the ball on a plate there. A silver platter to Makin. Makin's rolled over there by Naki Buwai and Springer. 5 away from the line. This is the last tackle for the Bulls. They're running it on the power play as Myers towards Okimbo. Okimbo's just caught the ball, but it was the physicality of the tackle there from Gareth Gale, who's come in and just managed to dislodge the ball from Jaden Okimbo. Last tackle, power play, Bradford turnover possession, 10 metres out from their own try line, and that will see Featherstone back in possession. Huge relief there from James Ford, that after Danny Addy kicking the ball out on the full, they've managed to restrict the Bradford Bulls to no further points, and after both sides had shutouts last week against Whitehaven and Widnes inside the opening 20 minutes this afternoon, both sides have had their defensive line breached, and as we said, it's a real close-knit thing this now. The game's settling into some momentum and rhythm. They're going to play the ball, Featherstone, just shy of halfway. Jones in at dummy half, goes short on the right to Bussey, and Bussey's twisting, turning, the 32-year-old. Recovered from thyroid cancer back in 2017, and he'll play the ball 10 inside the Bradford half. Addy goes probing on the left. Finds Connor Jones, rolled over, 25 away. Last tackle, says Cameron Worsley. They go short side to Reynolds. Reynolds just pumps one up here. Targets Okimbo and Holmes. Holmes does exceptionally well on this occasion, taking the ball cleanly, calmly, with a lot of composure, because he did have Connor Jones, Ben Reynolds and Brad Day bearing down on him. And now Bradford all of a sudden are looking to escape outside their own 20-metre line with George Tafua. And Tafua's made big metres, but he's lost the ball on contact with the floor. And just when Tafua was heading towards the halfway line, it's Jack Arnold, the former Keighley Oldham Rochdale forward, who's just come on, fresh legs for James Ford's side, and it was his defensive contribution, because let me tell you, Tafua's gone past Gadwin Springer, and if Arnold does not play that tackle or make that tackle, he could have been away. So 5th error from the Bulls, both sides making 5 errors in this first half. Featherstone Rovers now presented with another opportunity as Danny Addy takes the ball, passes it on the outside towards Hardcastle. Hardcastle brought down there by Makin and Apo. Here goes Bussey, puts the shoulder into Lily's chest and torso. Lily's not back down, and all of a sudden Featherstone, you feel, hunting, probing, looking to get some more points, as Gadwin Springer, sent to the sin bin twice last weekend against Widnes. He's just 3 metres away from the line as it goes towards Reynolds, and Reynolds twisting, turning. Reynolds has got the ball down, but the cheers will say Ben Reynolds has lost the ball on contact with the ground. Who were the Bradford defenders there? Samet was wanting to pick the loose ball up and go herring away, but Cameron Worsley says it's a knock-on and is recovered possession in the in-goal area as Reynolds, well, he's just dropped that. Well, it's Harvey Makin there and Michael Lawrence, the 2 Bradford defenders who've put their body on the line. Harvey Makin with the initial contact, stopping Ben Reynolds. His second spell at Featherstone. He had a loan spell at Featherstone back in 2019 whilst he was at Wakefield Trinity, so you could say 3rd spell at Featherstone. But a crucial defensive move there, and a good defensive read from young Harvey Makin. Franklin Pele has just come on the field for Michael Lawrence. Bradford now up to their own 40-metre line. Real tight, tense game here. Real good quality to this one. We've got 15 to go to half-time as Franklin Pele goes on a big charge down the middle. Where's 25 minutes gone? It's still Bradford 4, Featherstone 12. Holmes to Fulton. Fulton manhandled and dragged to the floor there by Greg Minikin. They're on the last tackle. 5 inside the Featherstone half as Samet, another high-hanging kick for Greg Eden to take. Eden's let the ball bounce. Holmes nearly picks possession for Bradford. Palms it back to Lilly. But Holmes has got fingertips first, according to the officials. They're right with that decision. Bradford turnover ball, 10 away from the Featherstone line. But we've just seen what Jared Samet can do with that kicking game. And that was really high. And the swirling bomb All that experience from Greg Eden, who had what some might say his twilight years in the sport at Castleford, helping them reach that grand final in 2017. And now Jared Salmon and Jaden Myers, they've just come up with a huge play here, because fresh after turning over the ball 10 away from the Featherstone line, they have forced Greg Minikin to lose the ball for what will be Featherstone's 7th error now in this first half. And these are key moments in this game, because Bradford surely have to be capitalising here on these gifts, these errors. Well, that win against Whitehaven last weekend really doesn't mean anything unless Bradford back it up this week with a strong performance. And after a slow start, they're looking to get back in the groove here. We've got 13 minutes to go to half-time here. Lehman's playing the ball, tackle 1. Now it's going to be Apo, tackle 2. As Kev Apo, the Papua New Guinean, wins another set restart because Featherstone have just dumped him to the floor. So the tackle count starts. Tackle 1 here with Doro underneath the post. 10 away. Featherstone's defensive line here, holding tight and firm as Ott gives the ball to Lilly. Now to Apo. 2 tries last week. Apo up to 7 for the season. As Franklin Pelly's over, and Franklin Pelly, fresh after his first try last week in that big win over Whitehaven, he has well and truly got the Bradford Bulls back in this game. Franklin Pelly doing what Franklin Pelly does best. He's the human bulldozer. 4 Featherstone defenders all around the 23-year-old, and he has just taken over. Some big names there: Jack Arnold, Josh Hardcastle, Jimmy Beckett, Danny Addy. Well, it was like going for the winning strike on the bowling alley. He knew he had to knock over all 10 pins, and Franklin Pelly just did that. This game turns on a moment of brilliance from Franklin Pelly. He had no right there to get the ball down, but his upper body strength, the physicality there, he just went route 1. And on his 8th appearance for the Bulls, he has given the Bulls a bit of a lifeline late in this first half. He's got the Bulls firmly back in this. 2 tries to the Bulls, 2 trying to Featherstone. James Ford just making more changes. So, 11 minutes to go to half-time. Jordan Lilly, can he get his first success of the afternoon? He can't, because it's hit the right-hand upright, and that was only 10 metres to the left-hand side of the post. So Jordan Lilly having an off day with the boot here. We're in the 29th minute on West Yorkshire Radio, syndicated coverage on Bulls TV. Well, the first conversion attempt from Lilly, you can kind of excuse him, but by and large this season, Jordan Lilly has been Bradford's marksman. He's got 212 points so far this season, as Ockingbo's now lost the ball and it's gone straight into touch. Well, Bradford have just switched off here. Almost like they've self-congratulated themselves and give themselves a pat on the back, narrowing the gap to 4 points. And Jaden Ockingbo just caught there with that Ben Reynolds restart. He drilled it long, straight, deep into the corner. And that one has just skiddled into touch. So Featherstone now back on the attack down the middle channel here with Wellington Albert. The former PNG Hunterman, Leeds, Widnes, London, to name some of his other previous clubs, now settling into life in West Yorkshire with Featherstone. A metre away from the line on tackle 1. Addy to Springer. Springer's lost the ball into a Bradford defender. The officials have missed that, so Featherstone get away with that call, as now it goes back down the middle here with Albert. But Wellington Albert, as John Davis has just come on, pushes him back in the field of play alongside Tyron Ott and Tom Holmes. Siege mentality in defence from the Bulls. It's going to be Addy towards Beckett. Beckett hares down the middle of the park, and he's trapped there by Makin and Pelly underneath the post. 1 left after this from Featherstone as Reynolds floats it out wide towards Minikin, and Minikin's a metre out there on last tackle. They're over on the far stand side. Gale goes in there at dummy half to Springer, to Addy. 20 metres out. Addy offered a lot of time, puts the kick into Tafua, and Tafua does well. Good kick chase though from Connor Wynne, wrapping up the former Bradford man. As now Bradford have to attack from deep here. Well, this game's bubbling nicely, and it really is resembling that street fight down the alleyway, because it's Bradford 8, Featherstone 12. As Max Lehman offloads the ball out the tackle, now to Samet, to Myers. Good second phase play there as Myers is away. Myers, though, is going to be dragged into touch by Reynolds, is he? Well, the officials have not called held, and he's just managed to stay in the field of play as Jaden Myers. Well, it's all kind of bubbling in the pot with the pan. They're on tackle for the Bulls, 10 shy of halfway, as making now no-look pass to Lilly. Lilly's knocked the ball forward. And Bradford there, just a little bit guilty of overplaying when they just didn't need to. But Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 12. Well, the touch judges overruled the referee, and he said that Featherstone were offside when that ball was touched. So it's a penalty to Bradford. 4 penalties to 1 here this afternoon. So Bradford in command with the penalties, as Jared Samet kicks the ball into the wing, and he's only made 5 metres forward. Well, there's groans and jeers from the Bradford faithful as Bradford now lose the ball behind everybody. It's picked up by Tafua. Kevin Apple. Oh, Tafua's caught high above the shoulder. The officials are ignoring that one. Well, this one's descending into almost farce here, because Tafua's now been held in the tackle, and that's a very skinny 10 metres as Tyron Ott now will carry Bradford just outside the Featherstone 20. Well, the big crowd inside Odsall, they're really giving an extra dimension to Bradford's play here. The players playing off that pride and passion as Harvey Makin now being held in the tackle. Quick play the ball. Fulton, 5 away from the line. This is tackle number 4, I do believe. Samet's in front to the post to Pele, and Pele's through! The human bulldozer! He's done it again! Right at the side of the post. He will lock this game up. It was a lovely cut-out bullet pass from Jared Samet. Samet to Pele. Pele in for try number 3 of the season. And there was nobody stopping Franklin Pele from 10 metres out. Pele just brushing off 3 Featherstone defenders to crash over the line. Well, that has got this large Odsall crowd up on their feet, rocking to the rhythm of Franklin Pele. And on his 7th appearance, it's Big Frank, the human bulldozer, bulldozing his way past Featherstone defenders once more. And you feel Bradford might just have the lead on the stroke of half-time here. A crucial try. Bradford have had 4 penalties, 4 set restarts in this first half. And just when you thought the officials were about to lose a little bit of control on this game, Bradford took ownership into their own hands. And that was great play there from Jared Samet. We've just seen that creative mind of a 37-year-old lighting a spark in Bradford's attack. And Featherstone, no case to answer. Bradford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12, West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV kick predictor is only at 81%. Lily's in front of the post, but he did miss one here just moments ago, but he does get his first success of the afternoon. And with 4 minutes to go to half-time at Barricade Odsall, Bradford lead Featherstone by 14 points to 12. And Featherstone can only have themselves to blame for those poor discipline issues, those poor decisions that they have been making. Because that has enabled Bradford to have repeat sets at the right end of the field. And let's be brutally honest, when Bradford run the ball with Franklin Pele, they can try their best to put the defence up and build the wall. but Pele just absolutely smothering them over. Well, Franklin Pele's try, a real eye-catching one there. Cameron Worsley's displaced an incident on report. We're not sure what that was, but certainly we'll try check what that was at full time. This time, Jayden Okinbaugh deals with Ben Reynolds. Tricky restart, very nearly went into the in-goal area and out there, but we've got 3 minutes to go to half-time here at Barricade Odsal. And here goes Samet out of dummy half. The sun shining down here. Simon Foster and the Foster family. Good to see the family of Trevor Foster here this afternoon as Jordan Lilly is caught high. The officials have missed another one, and Lilly's up to halfway though, and here come Bradford now with Davis. John Davis against his former club is still going, his JD. Bradford on the restart here, so much energy, but then Tyra knocks the ball on. He wasn't really looking when Davis was playing it. I think he was having a look at who was in centre field, looking at Samet and Lilly to organise. And that's really unfortunate there from Tyra Knott, because Bradford's seventh error now of the afternoon will just ease off and allow some of that Bradford pressure to evaporate into the clouds. Well, we've got 90 seconds left here, so this could be the final set of the first half. But here at Barricade Odsal, what a topsy-turvy, crazy kind of game. Bradford started out strongly, but Featherstone hit back on their first real attacking opportunity. They led 12-0 inside 10 minutes, but arguably the last 10 minutes have all been the Bradford Bulls, with those tries from Jayden Okinbaugh and 2 tries from Franklin Pele. Featherstone now up to halfway here, inside the final minute of this first half, as Connor Wynn plays the ball. Jones in at dummy half. Here goes Springer. 30 metres out now from the Bradford line. It's Bradford 14, Featherstone Rovers 12 as Addy throws the ball forward, but it's picked up by the officials. Another error from Featherstone. That's their 9th error in this first half. A 6-point advantage, not a 6-point gap. They wish they had a 6-point gap, which would alleviate some of those financial concerns. But it's Whitehaven 12, Doncaster 6 at the recreation ground. We'll keep you up to date with all those scores as and when they come in. But here at Barricade Odsal, as Reynolds gets the second half underway with Harvey making tackle 1, 12 away from his own try line. It's Bradford Bulls 14, Featherstone Rovers 12. One interesting point of note, which Eamon may or may not have mentioned to his players at half-time, with Bradford comfortably leading the penalties and set restarts at 8-1. It's almost certain that will even itself up in the second half. So Bradford are going to have to reinforce that focus on defence, as Davis now gives the ball to Makin's second carry on this set. Tackle 4, he's 5 inside the Featherstone half. A good strong set of 6 to start second half proceedings, as Davis now against his former employers is rolled over and brought down 20 metres out in front of the post. They're on the last tackle here, the Bulls. It goes to Jared Samet. What can his sphere of influence create here for the Bulls? Well, he's kicked straight towards Connor Wynn, who is immediately felled by Lehman and Appo in a 2-man tackle, and the former Bradford man just gets to his feet, plays the ball, and now Featherstone back in possession right at the start of this second half. But Harvey Makin has put a big don't argue in, and the ball has just skiddled out of Jack Arnold's possession, and that is not the start that James Ford and Featherstone Rovers would have wanted, because it's head and feed at the scrum to the Bulls, 15 metres out. We've had 90 seconds gone on the clock, and it was Davis and Makin. Jack Arnold, oh, it's just the physicality of the tackle. He's crunched, he's munched, he's monstered up, and that ball has just popped out, it squirmed out, as Jack Arnold, the former Keighley man, made contact with the Odsal playing service. So 15 metres out, centre field in front of the post. Samet to Holmes. Holmes rolled over there by Reynolds. Also involved in the tackle is Minikin. Back in centre field, the go here now with Makin. Takes 3 Featherstone players away from the edges, so Bradford do have numbers if they can spot the gaps, which Samet has done. And it was a double pump ball there towards Fulton. Fulton couldn't take it in, because I believe Wellington Albert and Gadwin Springer, they've muscled up in defence, and Fulton's immediately coughed the ball up And I think, on reflection, as Bradford have now made error number 8, their first of the second half, we probably are going to see the error count really climb high due to the physicality being displayed out there on the field. So, Bradford 14, Featherstone Rovers 12. Certainly a very, very strong end to proceedings in that first half from the Bradford Bulls, who, with Samet and Lily displaying a good kicking game. It's the tireless tackling and the belligerent running of the forwards that's really catching my eye this afternoon. As Featherstone now, they're only down by 2 points, remember, as they offload the ball to Lily, and Lily's recovered possession. Well, that is error number 11 now for Featherstone. They've yet to complete a set right at the start of this second half. I'm not quite sure what Wellington Albert was doing there. He really didn't need to offload the ball, and now Bradford go back on the attack. They're 15 out from the Featherstone Rovers try line, and James Ford, he might have been incandescent with rage with Cameron Worsley in that first half, but he'll be certainly reflecting that on his side as we now see Bradford enter the Featherstone Rovers 20-metre line. Davis plays the ball, up dummy half. Pele doesn't quite fancy a run towards the Featherstone line, but he gives it to Lily. Lily now to Appo, and Kevin Appo, 2 tries last week. Big powerhouse, PNG forward. Plays the ball under the nose of the post, 10 metres out, centre field. Pele's suddenly switched on that left edge, and he's taken 4 Featherstone players out of that defensive line. Jack Bussey, Jimmy Beckett involved in that tackle. They're on the last. Lily crossfield kick. Looks for Samet, Fulton, Okimbo. Featherstone have lost the ball forward. Samet picks it up, gives it to Myers. Myers is over the line. But the deadly silence here at Odsall will tell you the officials have seen a knock-on from the Bradford Bulls. So Bradford turn over possession on that 5th tackle play. 10 out from the Featherstone try line. Bradford 14, Featherstone Rovers 12, as James Ford brings on 2 early second half substitutions, interchanges with Ben Nakibuawai coming on alongside Jimmy Beckett. So what can Featherstone Rovers do here? Because this is that part of the game where Bradford are just dominating in momentum at the minute, as we see Ben Nakibuawai go straight down the middle, taking 3 Bradford players with him. Centre field position. Featherstone come attacking on this left-hand edge as Springer breaks free, finds Reynolds in support. Reynolds, though, wrapped up by Myers. Great defence from Jaden Myers. There was a little bit of threat there and spark from Reynolds and Featherstone as Addy is caught by Samet. Bradford let the ball bounce. Holmes takes possession, and he's going to be penalised here, is Jared Samet, for that late tackle on Danny Addy. And now all of a sudden Featherstone get back-to-back sets, and they might want to go for 2 here. The kicking tee, I do believe, is coming on. Well, we can see that play again back on the screen. Addy, it's one of those ones where Samet's committed to the tackle, but it's just the way Danny Addy has fallen. He's fallen in a very difficult position, and he went down. And he's only just got back up the field a little bit gingerly. Kick predictor here at 100%. We're going to be locked up right at the start of this second half. Featherstone awarded their second penalty, their first of the second half. And with 4 minutes gone, well, strap yourselves in. We said it was going to be a magical afternoon at Barnacar Odsall, and that is exactly what he's delivering here. So, Ben Reynolds. A decisive contribution last week with all 8 points against the Widnes Vikings. Another decisive contribution this week. Can he draw Featherstone Rovers level? Yes, he can. Bradford Bulls 14, Featherstone Rovers 14. 45 minutes gone here on West Yorkshire Radio. Syndicated coverage on Bulls TV. This game might just be settled with the toss of a coin. It is that close. And Bradford might just be a little bit annoyed that despite not being able to capitalise on those early Featherstone Rovers errors right at the start of this second half, They've then conceded a silly penalty, which has then allowed Featherstone away back into this game. So, Sammet's restart. Return there with a lot of intent and purpose. As we see Springer playing the ball, 20 shy of halfway. Ball goes back down the middle channel here with James Lockwood. The 38-year-old gets to his feet, plays the ball. Featherstone 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. This is now Bradford having to do a bit of defending. Featherstone are on tackle 4, fresh after points. Bradford 14, Featherstone 14. Added to Springer. Springer's wrapped up there by Davis and Ott. Good defence there from the Bulls. They're on the last. It goes back to the 40. Reynolds targets Ockimbo and Holmes. Ockimbo stands tall, all 6 foot 5 inch of the former Country Bulldogs man, and he takes that one under good kick chase pressure from Brad Day and also Josh Hardcastle. So Bradford back in possession here. Tackle 2, Tafua plays the ball. Now to Myers. Myers tackle 3. 20 out from his own try line. Featherstone just getting on top here, and that is clearly attributed to that quick fire double interchange made by James Ford. Bradford don't feel the need yet to bring on Bayliss, Suter, Lawrence or Doro back. Sammet looks for a 40-20 over the head of Connor Wynne, but it's out on the full. Oh, Jared Sammet, he backed himself, he went for it. The crowd held its collective breath. It was looking like it was going to be a 40-20, but he just put a bit too much on the power bar. Another advantage here to Featherstone Rovers. They will have a fresh set of 6 right in front of the Bradford post, 38 metres out from the Bradford try line. So if you're just joining us, Bradford made 1 change, John Davis for Sam Hallis. Featherstone making 2 changes this afternoon. Connor Wynne for Maddox Jeffrey and Gareth Gale for Harry Bowes, who's suspended. So what can Featherstone do here? Sometimes this simple game plan. Nakibuawai tackle 1. Lockwood tackle 2. The 20 metres out. Just to left-hand side of the Bradford post. Jones now to Addy. To Reynolds. To Eden. Eden steps past Apo. Finds the support on the inside of Jones. Jones is wrapped up there by Davis. They're underneath the post here, Featherstone. 10 metres out. Springer from dummy half. Springer towards the line. And Gadwin Springer. Anything Franklin Pellier can do, Gadwin Springer can do too. The Frenchman has just scooped the ball up out of dummy half, and he has taken ownership of this game because the former Catalans, Toronto, Toulouse and Halifax man, Gadwin Springer, is just barged 4 Bradford defenders out of the way. And that was clever running. He targeted Fulton, Pellier, Apo, Bradford's big men. They were struggling to get back the 10. And he's scored right at the side of the post. And it's advantage back to Featherstone Rovers right at the start of this second half. And Bradford will be bitterly disappointed that they were not alert to what Gadwin Springer was doing at the ruck. And with 48 minutes gone on this game, Featherstone about to open up a 6-point lead despite trailing by 2 at half-time. Ben Reynolds yet to miss this afternoon. And you suspect this one is going straight over that black dot between the posts. Well, Eamon O'Carroll forced to act here because Pellier and Ott will leave the field for Lawrence and Suter as Reynolds takes Featherstone Rovers back out into a 6-point lead. Bradford 14, Featherstone 20. Deadly silence here at Barricade Hudsall. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Jared Sammet just about to get the restart back underway. Drills the ball straight into touch, and Jared Sammet Well, he realised they were out of position, Featherstone, and Bradford now will have the scrum 20 metres away from the Featherstone line. Very, very quick-fired thinking there from Jared Sammett. Connor Wynne, I think, was out of position with Danny Addy. So Bradford now will immediately go on the attack, and it's the two fresh faces, Lawrence and Suter. As Lawrence plays the ball, and now Featherstone have not cleared the ruck, but Bradford are going to be incensed. And Michael Lawrence goes straight in the face of the young official. And that is a very, very harsh call that has gone against the Bradford Bulls. Featherstone were all over the ruck there, but Cameron Worsley has got no help from the officials. The Bulls supporters not happy that that one hasn't gone their way. Well, it was Harvey Makin. Makin's playing the ball on the floor, and clear as day on the replay, James Lockwood has just kicked the ball as Harvey Makin is about to play it. That is an absolute horror of a decision from the officials. I know we've got the benefit of the replays, but Featherstone getting the rub of the green in this second half. And was that the influence? Was that what James Ford was thinking? Running straight up to the official's face, gesturing and pointing, and yes, who knows. Bradford 14, Featherstone 20. Bradford certainly now, for the second time in this game, they're going to have to roll the sleeves up and dig deep to get back into this one, as we see Connor Jones go out a dummy half, up and over halfway before he meets Lawrence and Davis, 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. Ball goes back down the middle here now with Nakibuawai, who takes the inside ball there from Lockwood, and he's going to be pushed back a little bit there. Bit of defensive pressure there from Fulton and Suter. They're on the last with Reynolds. High hanging kick. Holmes under pressure here from Arnold, but Holmes will take that one, and he'll immediately go into Arnold and Jones, and Day comes in, and Tom Holmes now will play the ball 10 away from his own try line. We've had 10 minutes gone in this second half here at Barricade Odsall. And Featherstone, despite trailing 14-12, they've just picked themselves back up the canvas, and they now have the advantage, some might say. And this is all down to the forward pack, as we said. Davis, Suter, Pelly, Makin against Springer, Albert, Arnold and Kibula. Bradford forced to kick early on tackle 3. That will turn around Josh Hardcastle, who takes it 5 out from his own try line, up to the 10, up to the 20. Brought down by Myers and Lehman, 20 out from his own line. And this is now where Bradford need a huge effort in defence, playing with that intent. Featherstone just getting on top down the middle, which is a little bit of a worrying sign, but Makin and Davis have just pushed back Ben Reynolds a little bit there. Here goes Springer now, third tackle gone. They're still around 30 out from their own line, Featherstone. So this is a much improved kick chase defence now, as Nakibuawai, the Fijian, Lee Leopard's Loney, is brought down by Fulton and Lawrence on tackle 4. So one left here for Featherstone Rovers as Lilly goes probing, wraps up Bussey. Bussey's brought down 5 shy of halfway, and this will be the 5th and last tackle here for Featherstone Rovers. Referee left arm raised aloft. It goes to Addy, who puts a high hanging kick. Holmes has to come across and take this one, which he does. Stays in the field of play, which is good. He was very close to the touchline. And now Featherstone putting a little bit of undue pressure on Tom Holmes. More messing around and shoving at the play of the ball, as Tafua now goes straight into 4 blue-shirted Featherstone Rovers defenders. It's getting tough. Physical out there. There's more holding down in the tackle. And now Featherstone will concede the penalty, because Addy and Bussey were all over George Tafua there. 5 penalties to 2. 4 set restarts to 0. Wellington Albert about to come on the field. And Franklin Pelly's come up off the seat, and he's starting his warm-up with Logan Bayliss. So it's looking like Pele and Bayliss might be about to come back on. Well, this is where Eamon O'Carroll and James Ford earned their money. They get a good read of the game, and when they bring on the interchanges, that's the momentum that might be padded out for Bradford to play off the back of it. So Lawrence is here in possession for the Bulls, 15 away from the Featherstone line after George Tafua won the penalty. But that's good defence on Jordan Lilly. by Gadwin Springer. Myers goes straight out of dummy half, beats one, beats two, can't get past Day and can't get past Minikin. Myers, the homegrown hero for the Bulls in this side this afternoon, plays the ball on top of the line. Lilly in centre field now to Makin. Makin's run is halted by Beckett and Lockwood. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls. They're down by 20 points to 14. And the referee is saying Harvey Makin has dropped the ball again in the act of playing the ball. And that is a cheap, flat end of six let-off that the Bulls have given Featherstone on that play. Bradford, as you can see from the attacking structure, Samet was looking to involve Myers and Ockimbaugh on this right-hand side. But it is that pressure of Lockwood, of Beckett. They've just forced the Wigan Warriors loanee Harvey Makin to come up with Bradford's 10th error of the afternoon. 5 metres out from the Featherstone line. So we're heading now towards the hour mark here at Barricade Odsal. We've got 25 minutes to go. It's Bradford 14, Featherstone 20. A high error count from both sides, but that's largely due to the intensity and intent and the physicality of the forwards. Well, Sammy Kabula has come on the field here for Gadwin Springer, the former Bradford man, Newcastle, Wigan, Warrington. As Bradford now have defended this set of six thus far from Featherstone, who are just shy of halfway, putting the ball in the sky from Danny Addy on the last. It'll be taken by Tafua on the far stand side, and Tafua shows Featherstone the touchline, and he would have gone into touch had he not offloaded the ball back on the inside to Lehman. So Makin leaves the field for Doro after coming up with a couple of errors. One of them certainly wasn't his fault when you see that back on the replay. Bradford down low by 6. As the game does head towards the hour mark and the final 20, you almost suspect they do have to score next. Points tight at a premium here as we see Doro now skip past Kabula. Can't get past Bussey and Addy. Lilly now inside the Featherstone half, takes the line on and darts, and that's good play from Jordan Lilly, but there was no one in support. Bradford on the power play. Samet 20 metres out, puts one to the sky. Ockimbaugh palms it back to Samet, to Myers. Electric try from the Bradford Bulls. The Bulls have no right to score that, but it was Samet's last tackle play, and there's a big stink kicking off behind the post. The try's not been given. The players have come together. We'll all wait to see what the decision is. Oh, Featherstone are down to 12. Featherstone are down to 12. We're not sure who's gone, but someone's been sent to the sin bin. The try is finally awarded by Camwen Worsley. Featherstone down to 12. Somebody has been penalised for running in. Is it Jack Bussey who's going for 10? Well, to try and describe the try, it was on the last tackle. Lilly had gone straight through the heart and soul of the Featherstone defence. And from 20 metres out, Suter picked it up at dummy half. Or someone else could be going. Well, referee Cameron Worsley, he has sent Jack Bussey to the sin bin. Well, it's all happening here at Barricade Odsal. We're in the 57th minute, and Jaden Myers has just potentially drawn the Bulls level, but it was a great play. It was Samet with the... Samet put the high kick up into the sky, targeted Myers and Ockimbaugh. Ockimbaugh jumped higher than Minikin and Gale, and somehow he found Jaden Myers 5 away from the line, who just went straight through an almighty gap to score a round and at the side of the post. Jordan Lilly then, the kick predictor, 88%. We are level at Barricade Odsal. This one has had everything. A magical afternoon in the championship. Bradford Bulls 20, Featherstone Rovers 20. Strap yourselves in. We've still got 23 minutes to go. Well, Jaden Myers, try number 9 of the season for him. Jordan Lilly now moves on to 2 from 4. How important or how cruel will those missed kicks at goals potentially be? Well, Jack Bussey has been sent to the sin bin for running in after the try was scored, and we're back underway here. So 22 minutes left on the clock as Aribi Doro, the oohs and ahs. He's brought down 25 out from his own try line. There's more messing around at the play of the ball, and I guess that's something that Bradford have just got to overcome here. And is that the moment? Lawrence, Suter, Doro, all coming back on the field. That has changed this game in Bradford's way. Suter, dummy half play now, up to halfway with Holmes. Tom Holmes played for Featherstone twice, either side of a move to the Huddersfield Giants. He'll play the ball on halfway. Now Suter. Max Lehman's brought down. Oh, sorry, should I say Zach Fulton's brought down. 30 away from the Featherstone line. He's on the last tackle. Myers dummy half to Samet. Samet once again. He will target Greg Eden. And he's done exceptionally well there. Featherstone taking the ball on the last tackle there under a lot of pressure from Doro, Apo, Lehman, Davis. And look at this for Bradford defence. Featherstone on tackle 2. They're already now behind where the original ball was taken by Greg Eden as Connor Wynne is wrapped up. And Bradford's defence now pushing Featherstone back inside their own 20-metre line. So 3 tackles in, no real gain thus far as Bradford's defence all rushes up as one big physical wave and unit. And that's going to be Myers and Fulton bringing down Minikin. And Connor Jones is wrapped up now on the last tackle. And that's a penalty on the last by Myers and Davies. Well, Connor Jones just dropped straight to the floor. A crucial penalty. Silly stuff there from the Bulls. They've just given Featherstone an almighty piggyback up the field. We've just hit the hour mark. We've got 20 minutes to go here. It's Bradford 20, Featherstone 20. 5 penalties to 3. So a low penalty count by Cameron Worsley's standards, who's averaging nearly 14 a game. But we have had the sin bin. So Featherstone now. Jones, Reynolds. Featherstone are going in with Minikin. But Minikin will have to come back. And Minikin now has kicked the ball away. Is that dissent in the officials' eyes? Cameron Worsley stopping the clock. James Ford is not happy. Well, James Ford remonstrating on the touchline with a 4th official here. Well, they've got the laptop of Featherstone pitch side. Well, I'm not quite sure what good is showing the laptop around to people. The try disallowed for a forward pass from Reynolds into the arms of Greg Minikin. The former Castleford Hull KR Warrington man pulled back. Featherstone coming up with error number 13 of the afternoon. Well, we've just hit the hour mark. What on earth is going to happen in the final 20 minutes? Because this one has been thrilling. It is pulsating. Bradford 20, Featherstone 20. Tafua tackle 1 from the scrum. Here goes Apo up to halfway, but he's lost the ball as Kevin Apo. Bradford couldn't make it to tackle 2. Arnold picks up possession, 0 tackle. More pressure now for Featherstone to put on this Bradford defensive line as they urged for calmness from James Lockwood, the 38-year-old. This is 259th appearance for Featherstone this afternoon. Joined Featherstone from Dewsbury back in 2012. Featherstone 20 metres out now, right in front of the post. We're inside the final 18 minutes. Is it ever too early for a Ben Reynolds, Jordan Lilly, Jared Samet drop goal? Who knows? Featherstone distinction closer towards the post here now with Addy. Lawrence, Apo, Doro in defence. Referee Cameron Worsley urges Bradford back on their own try line. Tackle 4. 1 left here for Featherstone Rovers. It's Bradford 20, Featherstone 20. Connor Jones out of dummy half wrapped up. Reynolds is calling for the ball. Just to the left-hand side of the post. He'll get it there from Addy. Reynolds boots a ball. Kick chase pressure. Too much on that. And it's a tap on the 20. And here goes Jaden Okinbo. Every Bradford player is behind the 20. So he'll quickly tap it and give it to George Tafua. And let's not forget here, penalty to Bradford. Featherstone guilty, not retreating the 10. There's also been a small steal for good measure. And I was just about to say, let's not forget Jack Buss is in the sin bin. So they do have that numerical advantage. Well, if Bradford are to go on and win this game, this will certainly do their character and confidence the world of wonders, and I think the character and the spirit will certainly be two of the attributes that Eamon O'Carroll praises. There's still a long, long way to go in this game because we've got 16 minutes to go. Logan Bayliss back on the field, playing the ball 10 metres out from the line as it goes from Suter to Doro. Doro is hit hard there by James Lockwood, and the ball has just popped out, and Bradford's attacking play comes to nothing. It remains Bradford Bulls 20, Featherstone Rovers 20. We're inside the final 16 minutes here at Barricade Odsal. And I think now you probably are looking at field position and drop goal range. Jordan Lillick, 5 drop goals this term. All here at Barricade Odsal. How's that for a stat? Are we about to see another one? From the base of the scrum, mimicking tackle 1. Featherstone now looking to make inroads upfield to get themselves in good field position on that last tackle. Hardcastle tackle 2. They're still 25 shy of halfway as Addy gives it to Eden. Eden tackle 3. 30 away from their own line, inching closer. Out of dummy half towards Lockwood. He's wrapped up tackle 4 by Samet and Myers. They're still shy of halfway here as Jones gives it to Kabula. Kabula's wrapped up on the last, exactly on halfway here. So they will look to go with Reynolds, who puts boot to ball. And that one's going to come down for Holmes, 20 out from his own line. And Holmes takes it, but he's immediately wrapped up there by Day and Kabula. And here goes Jaden Okinbaugh, the 26-year-old. Back-to-back tries for the former Country Bulldogs man as Tafua now goes straight down the middle, 5 shy of halfway. Featherstone still playing with 12 men. Jack Bussey about to come back on the field here. Logan Bayliss will make a metre in field inside the Featherstone half. We've got 13 minutes left to go on the clock now, and it's 20 points apiece as Lily kicks early in the count on tackle 4, and that is just going to roll into touch. And Bradford clearly using game management and smartness here, realising they weren't in drop goal range, so they'll kick towards touch, turn Featherstone around. They'll look to try and hunt and force an error 10 metres out from where Featherstone will have play the ball on the changeover on possession. Well, we said at half-time with a scoreline of 14 points to 12. If you're of a nervous disposition or you got the pacemaker on, it might be tight and tense. And it's certainly proving that as Reynolds is away, finds Day on the inside. But Day can't get past Lawrence and Doro. Day, quick play the ball, and here goes Connor Jones darting out a dummy half. He's run his shut up there by Samet and Lawrence. Second successive tackle there from Lawrence on this set, as Featherstone now have lost the ball off a Bradford hand, but the referee will give Featherstone head and feed. So Featherstone will have the scrum. It looked like it come off Jordan Lillick, who's thrown the ball away now. He's not happy with that decision. And this will play into Featherstone's hands. The clock ticking down. 20 points apiece on a white-hot, baking hot afternoon here at Barricade Odsal. Well, Bradford was certainly more intense and measured in possession at the end of that first half. Second half, just a little bit too many errors thus far. So what can happen here? A big defensive set needed by the Bulls. Can Featherstone come back here? Reynolds has got up a little bit gingerly under a tackle from Fulton and Samet. Here goes Kabula down the middle, wrapped up 30 away from the Bradford line. James Ford on the touchline, displaying calmness. And just as he's asked for calmness, Featherstone have gone with the ball. Connor Jones, Featherstone's 14th error of the afternoon, and it remains Bradford 20, Featherstone 20. Well, Bradford have already had 2 draws in the Championship this season. Away to Toulouse in round 14, and that away draw a fortnight ago to Barrow in round 18. Interestingly, as we have just over 10 minutes to go here, I think both coaches probably would take a point at this particular moment in time, judging by what has happened this weekend with Sheffield and Toulouse dropping more points in the playoff race. But Bradford will go in search of a winner here. Doro offloads the ball to Bayliss, but look at this defence from Nokibuiwai and also Kabula. Bayliss plays the ball 5 shy of halfway. Suter out a dummy half to Apo on that left-hand edge, and we're inside the final 9 minutes now, and you've got to say whoever respects possession the most is going to go on and win this game. A very high error count from both sides as Michael Lawrence now carries Bradford 30 out in front of the post. 1 remaining on this set from the Bulls. Suter goes short and direct to Bayliss. Logan Bayliss back on the inside looking for support, couldn't get it. Last tackle play, Sammett's in position. He was practising drop goals all week as Lily has got it between the paws. Sammett was the decoy. And for the 5th time in 2024, Jordan Lilly adds a crucial extra 1 point to Bradford's total. There's 8 minutes to go. Bradford 21, Featherstone 20. Well, it was almost scripted. Sammet, very, very clever there. He was the decoy. Lily kind of just shot up on the outside, and from 25 metres out, slap bang, dead set central, Jordan Lily adds the extra 1 point. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Featherstone back with the restart as Sammet deals with it inside in the in-goal area to Bayliss. Well, it's Bradford Bulls 21, Featherstone Rovers 20. A real humdinger from the Championship here. What have these sides got left in the energy tank? Because there's 8.5 minutes to go. As we now see Max Lehman on tackle 3. Wrapped up there by Addy. 20 shy of halfway. Suter just runs up to halfway here. Tackle number 4. Lily's in there at dummy half. Doro punches a huge hole down the middle. Featherstone back scrambling. Bradford in good field position on what is the last tackle. The 30 metres out in front of the post. Sammet puts one up, 10 metres out from the Featherstone line. Ball comes back off Hockenbaugh. It's going to be picked up there by Apo. Apo floats the ball out to Lehman. Lehman has it. Fast hands to Holmes, to Tafua. Tafua towards the corner. A la Leslie Vanicolo. And someone's cleaned Tafua out. The ball's gone loose. Referee and touch judge, a quick conversation. They will have to stop the clock because the players have come together in the corner. I do think this is going to be Featherstone possession, but there's another flare-up right in at the corner. And on that last tackle play, Bradford very nearly using Tafua's strength and physicality to swap past Greg Eden and Connor Wynn and go in at the corner. But I do believe that the ball has come loose. And it will be Featherstone ball. Well, the officials are trying to separate the players here. He's taking a report from the touch judges, Cameron Worsley. We have 7 minutes left on the clock. Bradford leading by 21 points to 20. And he's talking to the 2 captains now, Michael Lawrence and Danny Addick. I can't lip read from 150 metres away, but he's clearly saying the game is full of passion. A lot of pride at stake. There's 7 minutes to go on the clock. You're leading 21 points to 20. Someone's going for 10 minutes here. Bradford down to 12 at a crucial point in this game. It's going to be their 14th sin bin of the season. And George Tafua, after very nearly entering his name in Bradford folklore, has gone for 10 minutes for playing his part in that fracas. It will not even be a penalty to Featherstone. James Ford, once again, very lively on the touchline. So it's clearly happened after Tafua was surging towards the corner before Wynne and Eden had forced the ball loose. So it's going to be a play the ball to Featherstone, 10 metres out from their own try line. Look at the noise here, over 4,000 in attendance at Barnacard Hudsall this afternoon, and Featherstone have lost the ball, and it's Michael Lawrence. Michael's gone straight in there on Ben Nakabuawai, and he's coughed the ball up. It's a legal tackle, and look at the emotion there that Michael Lawrence is playing off the Bull supporters. That's the loudest cheer of the afternoon. They know they get head and feet at the scrum, and the touch judges are back on the field here. The players have to be separated once again. The clock's going to be stopped. Well, it's absolute bedlam out there on the field, but there's a lot of passion running through the players' veins, and you could see what that defensive tackle made by Michael Lawrence made to the Bradford Bulls. Ben Nakibuawai hit Lawrence head on. Doro was involved as well. And now Bradford know they are a try or a converted try away from a huge win and potentially the league double over Featherstone in 2024. So from the scrum, Okinbaugh tackle one, Suter in at dummy half. Now it's going to be Doro, 5 away from that Featherstone line. What a great advert for the championship this game has been. Suter to Lilly to Pelly, who's come on for the final 6.5 minutes. Bradford will play the remainder of this game with 12 men after George Tafua, Simbind. Suter to Salmon. Holmes applies the brake. Wrapped up there by Hardcastle and Minikin. Myers goes in at dummy half. Bradford still 10 metres out from that Featherstone try line. Ball has gone backwards, picked up by Lilly. Referee says knock on. Well, the crowd are asking where's the knock on, but the referee's saying despite the ball going backwards off Lilly, it is going to be scrum head and feet to Featherstone Rovers. Bradford do have that numerical disadvantage here. The calls come from the touch judge, we're told, on this main stand side. Well, I'm guessing when you don't take possession cleanly, even if you are facing your own line, you always run the risk of being pinged by the officials. Bradford's 13th error of the afternoon, and now Bradford will really look to muscle up in defence here. How's that effort? How's that energy? Because it is all about Bradford doing away with the ill discipline, the errors, and they have to remain switched on defensively. Featherstone are going to play the ball 30 metres shy of their own line. That's 70 metres away from the Bradford line. And it's Bradford leading by 21 points to 20 in an absolute thrilling championship fixture as Featherstone move the ball over on that right-hand side because Danny Addy is going to be brought down 10 shy of halfway as Kevin Appo comes in. He'll get to his feet, will the former Bradford man, and they're now looking for ways to punch holes because Featherstone have Gadwin Springer, Wellington Albert, Sammy Kabula all out there on the field for the closing moments of this game as Brad Day's caught there by Myers. Last tackle for Featherstone, the 10 inside the Bradford half. Addy looks for runners. They go on the power play with Reynolds. They've got the overlap on the far stand side. Ball's touched the Bradford hand. Featherstone continue with possession. Tackle count resets, reloads. And with just over 5 minutes to go here, Featherstone are inside the Bradford 20 metre line. Well, what do? Do you go for the 1 point? Do you go for the game-winning try? Featherstone know they've got tackles remaining as Addy now gives it to Arnold, and Arnold's rolled over there by Okinbaugh and Myers. The 5 metres away, Featherstone looking to break and crush Bradford's hearts here as Featherstone from a standing start on the 10 metre line. They just make a couple of metres forward, but it's a penalty for a ball steal in front of the post, and Featherstone are going to win this game potentially. Jaden Okinbaugh's penalised for a ball steal. Myers involved in the tackle. Myers screaming at Okinbaugh. But referee Cameron Worsley says it has been stolen. 2 men in the tackle. Well, we'll look to the screen to see the replay. Probably will be inconclusive, but Featherstone With less than 5 minutes to go, Jack Arnold's run towards the corner. We can see that clear as day. It's Minikin at acting half. He passes it there towards Addy. You've got Samet involved in the tackle. Well, that's just been lost. That ball has not been stolen or reefed out. That ball's been lost and it went backwards. And now it is going to be Ben Reynolds. He broke Widnes' hearts last week. Is he about to break Bradford hearts this afternoon? Because we've got 2.5 minutes to go on the clock and Bradford will have to go for a short restart. This is the game-breaking moment, we feel. Bradford Bulls 21, Featherstone Rovers 20. Reynolds 4 from 4 this afternoon. Can he convert and stake a claim for a famous Featherstone win? It goes between the posts. We're inside the final 2 minutes. Featherstone lead 22-21. Controversial circumstances. And now Bradford have to come back. Samet distills the ball down the heart and soul of the Featherstone field. Bradford are hoping for an error here. They're hoping to get possession back. What a pick-me-up win this will be for Featherstone. They'll narrow the gap between themselves and the Bulls to just 2 points on a contentious, controversial afternoon at Bardacard Hudsall. Minikins is going out of dummy half. Third tackle gone. Bradford will have one more set of 6 to try and salvage something from this game. We're in the closing moments here at Bardacard Hudsall. Featherstone 15 shy of halfway. Tackle number 4. Jones towards Day. Day goes on a run down the middle. 5 inside the Bradford half. Loses the shorts around his ankles. Plays the ball. They're on the last tackle here at Featherstone. They're running it on the last. And now Bradford will have possession. And this will be the final set of the game. Well, the clock suddenly is saying seconds remain here because Aribi Doro is down in back play. Well, the hoot is going to sound any second here. Bradford might just have 2 plays. All of a sudden, the clock is going to beat everyone. And it's going to come down to that controversial penalty where the ball was skittled out. Here goes Apo on the far stand side. Kicks the ball into touch. Full time here. Bradford suffer defeat with one of the final plays of the game.